Do you know that almost anything can make our forever glorious Duchess of Sussex start grinding her non-royal teeth? But it so happens that Camilla could be the current reason Meghan's blood is reaching boiling point, and you're about to find out why. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. I know it's not appropriate to make any comparison between two women, but it's hard to resist that guilty pleasure because most human beings love, and I mean really love, online polls. Polls such as which royal matches your personality, or which royal should you marry according to your sun sign, or my favorite, which royal has the best odds of surviving a zombie apocalypse. I think that would be Harry, since he's got nothing that could attract zombies. So as soon as any tabloid publishes an online poll like who is your favorite royal, people just flock to answer so they can see how their favorite does this time. This is something primal, wired inside us that drives us to confirm who won this race. What you want to confirm is if your favorite royal just beat your least liked royal. That's it. You can imagine that the Queen always gets that coveted first place. And it's common to spot William in the second, closely followed by Catherine. This happens in most media outlets, so that's how you know that the Cambridges have a quite large following and are doing their public image the right way. And if you want an example of doing public image the wrong way, well, look no further than Randy Andy and his long streak of headlines. That's the reason he usually ends up at the bottom of these rankings. But one that did not have it easy for many years was Camilla, and she had to work her way to gain respect. You might think that she's not a royal rock star yet, but since the Queen has recognized her hard work and stated that she should be acknowledged as Queen Consort once Charles becomes king, then that's a huge step. That's a literal endorsement from the person that is always at the top of the list. So she, the Queen, is giving away some of her clout to recognize Camilla's work. And I'm sure this will soon reflect in these polls. You have to take into account that Her Majesty did not attend Charles and Camilla's wedding, mostly for religious reasons, but still. It's fairly known that the relationship between the Queen and Camilla was not the greatest at first. But Camilla kept her head down and kept on working, and I'm sure that the Queen took notice when William and especially Harry spoke about her in 2005. She's a wonderful woman and she's made our father very, very happy, which is the most important thing. Please save that quote for when Harry publishes his memoir. I'm sure it will come in handy. Now, one has to be careful with whatever is published in these outlets, and that's when Meghan enters the scene. I couldn't help but notice this headline, Meghan Markle dubbed ungrateful and minx by Camilla. But my first question was, what is a minx? An impudent, cunning, or boldly flirtatious girl or young woman. Well, to be fair, that sounds like Meghan. But then you have this fight of royal experts. The claim that Camilla allegedly said this was from Tom Bauer, who by the way is writing an unauthorized biography of Meghan Markle. But at the same time, Angela Levin, who wrote the book Harry, Conversations with the Prince, says that she's got the sources to disprove this. And this is a good exercise for common sense. Even if Camilla would have doubted that Meghan was all willing to leave her prior life to become a full-time working royal, I'm sure that she would have given her at least the benefit of the doubt. Camilla really needed that benefit of the doubt when her relationship with Charles became official. So just from an empathy standpoint, I'm sure that the Duchess of Cornwall would have known from day one that Meghan was going to be scrutinized and judged, so she would need all the help that she could get. But the problem is that once these headlines are out there, it's very difficult to undo the effect they have on the general public. It's not hard to guess that whoever is pushing this narrative is trying to make Camilla look bad or tarnish her image, given that the Queen has given her the ultimate blessing. And here is where we can actually compare Meghan and Camilla, but not in a gossipy way, but more in a constructive way, so we can understand why there must be more screaming than usual at Montecito. When you think of the trajectory of both women, even if Meghan had the usual attacks from the press, you cannot deny the fact that the UK and most of the world gave her that opportunity. The opportunity to become an icon inside the royal family, Because let's face it, a lot of people liked her at first. Just the fact of Meghan being a mixed-race American actress marrying into the royal family was almost straight out of a J-Lo movie. I think I've had made that joke before, right? Well, I'm sorry, it never gets old. So Meghan misused that popularity and just bought herself a ticket to Villainland, and the public just follows suit. She has earned the unpopularity she strived for. That's why that word infamous fits so well with the Harkle's track record. But Camilla didn't have that luxury at first, and as I've already said, she's still not top of mind in likability, but she has earned the respect. And there is no better way to picture how these two women's paths have overlapped than the fact that Camilla replaced Meghan as royal patron of the National Theatre, a role that belonged to the Queen for 45 years before being handed to Meghan in 2019. I'm sure that it must be hard for Meghan to swallow that Camilla overtook her, not only on the silly polls, but in the most public displays of loyalty and service. Now, don't get me wrong, both women absolutely deserve what they achieved, because both of them actively look for it, in different directions, if you want to put it this way. And even if you don't like Camilla, you might at least recognize that you can find in her experience a valuable lesson. I always talk about setting goals and work hard to make they happen, but I don't think that Camilla actively looked for becoming popular or liked by the public, because in reality she just can't control public perception about her. She has no say in that, and one of the most critical realizations in life is acknowledge what you cannot control. What she could control was, first and foremost, her own work and service. She could decide how hard she could work as a royal, and I'm sure that's one of the things that resulted in Charles being happy and the Queen finally accepting her. It's that easy. Camilla cannot control Charles' feelings, or the Queen's perception, or William and Harry's opinion. She could only control her actions and her service. This is something that is always hard to grasp, understand, and even more difficult to apply. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of things that are out of our control. For example, I cannot control Meghan appearing in public and doing silly things. That is absolutely up to her. What I can control is make as many videos as I want about those silly appearances. And you know I'll be there the next time her public relations advisors play ridicule roulette. It's a matter of focus. Whatever you focus your mind on, it will only grow in your perception. The longer you focus on the things you cannot control, the bigger, more ominous, more difficult they will seem. And the problem is that even if you focus in what you can control, in your daily activities and actions and habits, focus in the now, you won't see the results today or tomorrow or next week. But it doesn't mean that you are not making a dent in your own destiny by focusing on the things that you can control. When you feel overwhelmed, try to notice where is your focus. It will help you see things like they really are. If you want to refine your observation skills, all you have to do is download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas, and it will always be a pleasure, my body language buddies. Much love and bless.